here with PPD, Peter from Evil Geniuses. He is the, you're like the brains, right? You do everything, pull all the strings?
It's a team effort.
No, but seriously, you make the drafts and like the in-game calls and stuff?
Well, I like to pick heroes that my team's very comfortable playing, so I usually ask for their input, but yeah, final say is me.
And how did you join EG? Tell us a story about it.
Oh, well, you know, I've just been playing Dota, played the NEL in-house league, shout out to IX Mike, and I kind of made friends with Artur and Universe, and not really Fear, but like just basically like the NA Dota scene for the most part. And I got to stand in for Liquid once against Alliance, and I just kind of got noticed. And I had my own team. It was called Stay Free. It was like a bunch of Han players, and we did okay. We barely missed qualifying for MLG Columbus, but eventually like there was like this time where Artur was, you know, getting recruited by like every single team in the world. Right. After he won MLG Columbus, so like every team wanted him, and he was like, all right, I'm going pro in Dota now. So, and I think some things fell through. Maybe a couple, like some stuff happened, and it turned out that him and Fear were gonna make a team, and they ran tryouts with myself, Zai, Universe, Demon, and Fluff and Stuff, and those were all the tryouts. And me and Zai made the cut. But of course, me and Zai are buds, and I don't think I would have played without him. Mm-hmm. So. And
how did they decide to make you drafter? Isn't that a lot of responsibility for a relatively, I don't know, unproven guy?
Well, generally, like most captains play the support role because it's much easier to direct the game. And that's kind of what I bring to a team. It's like one of my main strengths. Like, of course, I'm individually a pretty good player, but I wouldn't say I'm the best. But my like direction and leadership is what like makes me like a top tier player, I think, and that's what they saw in me at the beginning. Even when we were really inexperienced, and I think it's only gotten better since then.
And what gives you, like, I mean, you guys were formed. You guys thought, let's see how this goes, and then results started coming. Things started going really well. You guys crushing teams, you know, winning tournaments. Did you expect it to go that well? Did it just make you more confident, or did you always know, like, yeah, if we draft my stuff and they listen to me, we're gonna do good?
Well, when I started to get the idea of playing with Artur, he plays a very specific style. He plays carry heroes mid, and like nobody else was doing that. So, you know, I always think, like, I'm always constantly thinking about Dota throughout the day, just like, it's my life, like it's what I do. So all the time I'm thinking about it, and so I just think of these ideas, and I had so many ideas that I could use Artur with, and that's why I really wanted to play with him, because I think, you know, they would work, and obviously they did. And you know, people are kind of catching on to it now, but at the very beginning, people had no idea what to do, and he was getting so far and so from the mid lane, and nobody could stop him.
And what you said, Dota's your life. What else is your life? What, are you a student, or did you graduate? What's going on? How old are you?
I am 22 years old. I turned 23 in November. I am currently, I'm a junior, almost a senior, but I finished my fall semester, or no, I finished my.
At which college?
What month are we in? I finished my spring semester at IPFW, which is Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne. It's basically like IU and Purdue. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm still a junior, like comm.
Took a break from college, or?
I took a 1-year break when I played Han professionally for a whole year, and then when I switched to Dota, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be pro like right away. I didn't think it would happen like this. So I went back to school, and I said, hey, I'll just play Dota until I'm good enough, and then I hopefully go full time if I get good enough. But
what do your parents think and your friends about this tournament and stuff? Do they just like, oh, that's just Peter's doing his thing?
This tournament, or just Dota in general?
Anything, yeah.
My family, you know, they're always hesitant, as most parents are at the beginning, but once they started seeing like the places I got to go, the money that I made, the experiences that I've had, they kind of like, I think they're happy for me.
Did they watch ESL?
Yeah, they watched it.
They're following this tournament though, obviously.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing pretty well. Have the money signs lighting up yet?
Well, I think we're guaranteed to make it through to top 8 now, so it's probably like, well, it's like 500K, and then you have like a sponsor cut and taxes, so it's probably like 60, 70K guaranteed. which is
Pretty good.
Pretty decent.
Not bad for
change.
one, but you probably aiming a little higher now, right?
I mean, of course we're aiming higher. We really want to get top 2 in the groups, and that's guaranteed top 6. And I think in a best of 3, I think we're only going to get stronger.
You guys came out a little lackluster. I think you guys were 2-2, 2-3, or something like that.
We went 3-2 the first day.
3-2, and now you're like 6 straight, I think, coming out. 6 straight wins.
Yeah, we lost our first game of day 2 against IG, but then after that we haven't lost. So.
And well, I mean, things have been kind of going. There are a lot of upsets in the first day, but things kind of normalized a little bit. Teams that people expected to see up there are now up there. Is there like the TI meta now? It's different, right?
I mean, it's definitely different. Like, have you been watching DK's games? They're ridiculous. Like, I heard they just ran like Tusk, and they're doing like support Juggernaut, and I'm a little scared. We play them tomorrow, but. I mean, we definitely, I had a lot of ideas coming to TI, like different styles of play, and I tried to work those in on day 1, but they didn't really work, and my team was like, okay, I'm not that comfortable with this, so we kind of just went back to like what we were playing like a month ago, and it's obviously working pretty well.
You guys boot camped, right?
Yeah, we were in Europe for a month before this. We went to the summit, and then we had a boot camp before the summit. Then we went straight to Dream League, and then we had a boot camp in Sweden for a while, and then we went to Germany, played ESL, and then we had a boot camp in Germany.
And what's it like boot camping with those guys?
Well, I mean, to be honest, our team is like really dysfunctional, and everyone has like everyone's so stupid. And
what do you mean stupid?
Like, people don't talk in, I don't know if you heard the guys talk, but like there's this thing, like it's like a trend in my team, nobody speaks in complete sentences, like I ravage or you go in, and it's...
Why would you need complete sentences? They're being efficient.
I mean...
It's all about...
No, it's
like... It's like words per minute, farming efficiency.
Exactly, and it's fine when you're just joking around, but once it starts becoming everyday speech, and then it starts overlapping into games, and everybody's just talking like an idiot, I'm just like, please guys, stop. And then people can't stop because it's a habit.
Like what? Like Peter, bathroom. No. I go.
I can't do it. I'm the one who abstains from it for the most part. Sometimes I give in and I talk like them, but for the most part I like to keep myself away from those weirdos.
You guys have a culture of like talking like cavemen?
Yes, we have 2 children on our tour in Zai.
You almost said Mason.
No, Mason is just a big child. He is crazy.
How old is he?
He's okay. Supposedly he says his birthday is the same day as mine, okay. And so he's also 22. But I don't know if I should believe him or not.
He's a 22-year-old child.
Yeah, he's something else.
Okay.
Did you see him at the pre-dinner or the dinner thing?
No. He was different then, I guess you would say.
He's a special guy.
Yeah. He was very happy, pointing at everyone. Yeah, one of those.
That's the thing we also do on the EG teams, the shooters.
The shooters.
America. All the time, just the shooters.
And you guys are repping NA Dota. You're the hope against all the haters.
Yeah, I guess there's maybe some haters, but I think we have a huge fan base for the most part, and everyone's really supportive.
A lot more haters before you started winning a lot, so.
Yeah, I mean, people always get like, especially when like we just joined the team, everyone was like, oh, PPD, the Han player, so bad. He's never going to be on a good team. But, I've had to deal with it before.
Everyone's a bandwagon fan. 90% of people are bandwagon fans.
I'm confident in myself, and I knew I would be successful after a while. I didn't know, but I believed in myself.
Do you think NA region is strong?
No. No. I actually don't know how all the NA teams are doing so. Like, they're kind of falling off now, but
NAR is 5-8 and Liquid 6-6.
Okay. Yeah, I think NAR is like NAR has lost or Navi US has lost like 5 of their last 7 or something. And
they're like 1 wins like IG.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like they beat the best team and then they just lose to everyone else.
That's exactly Liquid too.
Yeah, Liquid lost to...
Liquid beat Newbie, IG, DK, and they lost to
Arrow and
LGD.
But to be fair, like those teams are kind of like, people thought they were really weak, but LGD is like, they're borderline going to get into the playoff. So like on day 5 or something. But I think they just needed time to adjust to the meta and get used to what was going on, because maybe not LGD, but Arrow doesn't practice against anyone except for Titan, and apparently Titan was just on another level from them.
Well, I mean, if they can find talent within the NA Dota community like you, well, I guess Arteezy, and Mason, why can't there be more good teams? What's going on? They take you and Mason literally the only 2 NA Dota guys that they could have found.
I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I think teams lack leadership, and I think that's the biggest thing for any teams, any China teams, EU teams, NA teams, and I just don't think there's. I don't know why, but I feel like there's a lack of players who just really, really want to win.
What do you mean, really? Everyone wants to win.
Everyone wants to win, but they got to take it to another level. They need to win. I need to win. If I don't, when I lost to Liquid on day 1, I was borderline physically sick. It was bad. And
then day 2, you guys turned it on. Played a little bit higher level, try hard.
Well, we lost in 4 minutes to IG, basically. I mean, our tour died 5 times in 6 minutes, and then, but after that, we were good. That's when we decided no more push stuff, push strategies. But
yeah, well, so you said you guys are aiming for top 2. Obviously, trying to win the whole thing. What's it like being in the EG organization? I mean, you can tell us the truth here. We won't publish this on the internet.
Let's see. EG's pretty good.
All right.
I have an okay salary. They take a little bit of my prize money. Charlie basically does whatever we tell him to do, which is pretty fun. I think he goes above and beyond the role of a manager. It's more of we just. Charlie, I'm thirsty. Little things that
he'll buy drugs for you guys.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to tell your manager to do these things, but Charlie does it anyways.
Okay.
So he's good, and Alex is pretty cool too.
Yeah, he's the owner. I interviewed him at ESL.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw some of it. I think.
Maybe. A little creepy guy though.
He's
a little creepy.
He's a little peculiar, but
he's a nice guy. Nice guy.
Very humble and obviously smart and successful.
You gonna be an analyst? You could probably be a pretty good commentator after you finish winning TIs. What do you think?
Finish winning TIs, huh?
Win a few TIs and then
get a couple
cushy job commentating. Probably be pretty good, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I think your analysis would probably be pretty good. They didn't ask you to do some, jumping in analysis anywhere. Did you cast at all?
Not at TI. I've casted with BTS a bit, and I casted with Capitalist a little bit as well before all these events. But I like to cast. It can be boring though. Casting it's rewarding when there's good games. But when there's bad games,
does it break your brain? Are you just what are you guys doing?
Well, my problem is it's hard for me to be enthusiastic, and that's what casters need to do. They need to be enthusiastic in the boring games.
Yeah, you sound pretty chill right now, even though you guys are 9-3, about to be top 2 in the.
Well, I think that's just my my tone of voice. I can analyze the games and commentate and give good analysis, but my voice is rather monotone, I think, and then people. I don't know. I feel like I might bore people when I'm there's this amazing play, and I'm it was pretty good. But I mean, anyone would have done that.
Well, what about you outside of the game? What are you? What's interesting about you? Not Dota. Yeah. What do you like? What do you like to do?
Well, I haven't done anything except Dota for 2 months, I would say. But in the winter, I like to snowboard. That's probably my main hobby. I go with my older brother. Mm-hmm. And other than that, I got a couple friends back home, and we just.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No girlfriend.
Okay.
But
so we can put your phone number on the bottom of the screen. No? So when your friends tell girls that you're a pro gamer, and you can just say you're sponsored by Monster, and then you got to tell them that you're an air race pilot. You know how they have the air race?
I don't know what air racing is.
Okay, so they have Red Bull every year has this this air race where you gotta pilot a plane through this obstacle course.
Oh, like a flying plane?
Yeah, and they got pilots, and Monster has a plane that runs in the race. It's like pretty funny. Like it like sometimes wins. You know, like the Red Bull Air Race is like won by some like monster pilot.
So it's an actual pilot.
Yeah, like a pilot piloting like one of these like planes, and they gotta like weave through all this shit.
It sounds like something.
You should look it up. I'm not messing with you. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, look it up. They sponsor a lot of things.
They really do.
But it's a cool job, so that would really impress.
When I was at the Monster offices in Ontario, they were like all the they said like upstairs is where they have all like the big athletes, and that's where they come in for meetings.
You guys are athletes, though.
Yeah, but it was another level. Like we were on like the 3rd floor. We weren't allowed to go up to the 4th or 5th.
You could go up.
Restricted access.
What if you guys win TI? You guys can go up there?
Yeah, maybe.
They could let you up there.
Yeah, maybe I can meet some people. Like
who do they sponsor?
Like the Call of Duty guys. I got to meet like Tony Hawk at the X Games and stuff.
What? But if you guys win, you should be able to totally meet Tony Hawk.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, his kids probably play Dota.
They probably skateboard.
They probably skateboard, yeah. Did you see that? There's a photo of him like skateboarding with his like daughter.
Really?
So, like, it's crazy. Like she's on the skateboard with him, and like he's doing this like crazy thing, and she's like 8 or something, right? And she's like tiny on the skateboard, and people were like, "You're being irresponsible, Tony," like whatever. And you know what his response was?
That's how he lives his life, right?
He was like, I'm skateboarding with my daughter. I have less of a chance of falling with her on my skateboard than you have a chance of falling with your daughter on the sidewalk. Basically, in big FU to all the people that were watching. Nice. That's gonna be you, man. You're gonna be on a video game.
I just play games.
All right.
For some reason, they pay me.
Okay. You got any shout-outs? We just talked about fucking Monster for like a minute, dude. You're really good. You worked it into the conversation.
Yeah, it's a part of my life.
Okay. You got any shout-outs you want to give before we're done?
A couple shout-outs. Shout out to my little brother Alex. Shout out to my friends from Hunter Street. Shout out to NA Dota. And shout out to my sponsors: Monster, Kingston HyperX, Razer, BenQ, Sony Online Entertainment, and CyberPower PC.
Wow. Those, like that was the smoothest one I've ever seen out of all EG guys. Generally, they're like.
My team is full of children.
Yeah, they can only remember like 3 or 4 things at once, and they're just like, they can't handle like the 5 sponsors. That was pretty good.
You said I was the brains, right?
Yeah, the brains.
So we're good.
Any call-outs?
Call-outs?
Yeah, you gotta give me at least one.
I really enjoyed watching Mouse lose at this international.
Okay, nice. All right. Thank you for the interview, and you guys are already moving on, so we'll just see what place you guys move to. Hopefully it's top 2, and we get to see some NA versus World kind of action in Key Arena. Thank you.
Yep.